afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time you're watching this. One and all salutations, humanoids. Thobela molweni. Today we're going to be baking. We're back in my kitchen. It's not my kitchen, it's my parents' kitchen, but that's completely beside the point. What are we going to be doing in this kitchen? We're going to be baking two desserts. One is called, please bear with me in terms of pronunciation here, millefeuille and parmeze. These are two French desserts that I will be baking for my French February challenge that I created for myself on my Instagram, where I will be posting two French desserts every week for the month of February. I've already started with crepes and a galette. We have progressed to week 2, and the desserts I will be posting will be the millefeuille that I'm going to make today, as well as the parmeze. And I decided to bring you along with me. If you're intrigued by any of that, please don't forget to leave a like and watch the whole video all the way through. Okay, we're gonna get right into it with the parmeze. What will you need for these parmeze? Some puff pastry, some brown sugar, which I have a really interesting story about this. It's actually a bit embarrassing. And a bit of cinnamon, which is optional and not very classically French. However, I kind of like cinnamon and it's my recipe. So seriously, one of mankind's greatest inventions really was pre-made puff pastry. Imagine making puff pastry every time you wanted to use it. That's so ghetto. So on to my funny story about the brown sugar. Yesterday, I was making tea and I noticed that the brown sugar was finished. And completely forgetting that I was filming today, I was like, oh, okay, no worries, I'll just take out the white sugar. And then today, this morning, when I'm taking out all the stuff for the recipes that I'm making today, I look in the cupboard and I say, hold on, wait a damn minute. I could have sworn I saw some puff pastry up in this cupboard. So I go up to my sister panicking and I'm like, dude, I really hope you're available because I genuinely need brown sugar for this recipe. And she was like, oh, okay, no problem. We go to the shops, and also because it was my mistake, I didn't want to like ask my dad for the money to buy the brown sugar. So I go with my little purse and I go to the aisle and I'm looking now. I'm staring at all these different options of brown sugar. And I see the smaller packages, and one is 500 grams, one is 250 grams. So then, with my whole chest, I go and I take a 500 gram package of brown sugar. I go, I pay for it, I walk out, we come back home. And while I'm taking the stuff out of the little bag I had, I look at the package again. I spent 15 minutes going to the shop and I spent like 30 rand to get white sugar. That we already have a huge 5 kg barrel of in this household. If you didn't know, you can easily make your own brown sugar by adding molasses into white sugar and then rubbing it all together. And that's what we did yesterday. My sister did a really pretty pattern on it. So yeah, this is the brown sugar we're going to be using for this recipe. Okay, cool. This is a bit of white sugar and a teensy bit of flour. 1 sheet of puff pastry. And then we roll it out a little bit. The people in the videos were like, oh, a certain millimeter requirement. And I was like, girl, that's doing too much. You are making work for yourself. Just you roll until the spirit tells you to stop rolling. You can really tell that this is homemade brown sugar because you see these little dark spots are pieces of molasses that I didn't rub in properly. Like if you look here, here's another one. I was supposed to rub it in more, but that's just like solid molasses. Okay, I've got sharp edges. Let's begin the roll. Right? I don't know. It looks too flat. I want it to be more space. Yeah, I want it to look like that. I'm not sure how to do that, girl. This roll needs to go into the freezer for about 20 minutes so that it can set in this shape. And in the meantime, I'm going to start on the pastry cream for the millefeuille. Okay, kitty girl, first thing we're going to do for the pastry cream is warm up this 2 cups of milk. I don't want to get it super hot. I just want to get it to a rolling boil and then I'll stop the flame. It's going to go on the saucepan over here. super low heat. And while that's warming up on the stove, I'm going to mix this sugar and cornstarch together, and then we're going to mix it with the egg yolks. One time I was baking on Discord with my friends, and I used this bowl, and like one of them was flaming me because why in the world is it so wide? This is 2/3 of a cup of sugar, white sugar, and this is a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Do you guys watch Kristen Tan? She's a vegan TikTok recipe creator. And in all of her videos, when she's mixing something, she'll do this super cute thing where she goes mix, mix, mix.
Mix, mix, mix.
Mix, mix, mix. Get you some sugar ASMR. And then our 6 burst egg yolks. These used to be so pretty as you saw in the clip earlier. And then I burst them by mistake, but it's okay. This goes into the sugar cornstarch. I'm going to be whisking for a while because I kind of do want it to get airy and a very light yellow. So mix, mix, mix.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours.
I just remembered that the vanilla essence is supposed to go in the milk, so let me go put like 2 cupfuls in really quickly.
Eventually.
I think it's good to stop here. It is a very light color, as you can see. Just gonna take about a 1/4 cup of this boiled milk while it's hot. Now, the key here is to not cook the egg and get lumps. That's why we temper it like this. To kind of like slowly heat up the... Oh, you can see I'm panicking. Okay. Tato! Please help me.
My hand.
Girl! Oh, no, I convinced myself I saw lumps. Oh, this is actually really scary. No, man. Tato, do you see lumps? No, for real. Like,
Big
be
lumps.
serious. Like egg yolk, like scrambled egg lumps.
No.
Okay. Slowly, like super slowly. Girl, tell me why I'm sweating from the stress of this. I keep on convincing myself that these air bubbles are whisked egg, man. Now I can put in the rest of the milk. If it spills, I'm going to cry. Once I've washed this pot, we're going to put this back into the pot through a sieve so that it strains any lumps that may be there. And then we're going to whisk it until it thickens up. It's happening, guys! It's happening! It's happening! And I don't know if it's turning into an egg, but it's happening! Oh my god! I think it worked! Can y'all see? Oh, you won't believe the stress, shock, and horror. Let me tell you, no one is more shocked than me! You guys, I made freaking pastry cream and it came out right! Gotta put it through the strainer one more time because one thing we don't accept is a lumpy pastry cream. I'm gonna flatten this out a bit and then let it cool in the fridge with a plastic wrap over it so that a skin doesn't form on top. Tastes good. And my kitchen knife is blunt. I know. City girls are down bad. ones didn't work.
Either way.
Right? Especially look how flaky this one looks.
You dip them in the custard.
Tata, the custard is... I said I'm making 2 different desserts.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm just a professional pastry chef like that. 2 big desserts in one day. Can't help but stand. I love the golden brown. I was very stressed that the middles weren't getting cooked properly. And I still am a bit stressed about that, but we'll see when we taste. Other than that, aesthetically, they're giving what they need to give. This is the tastiest of the palmies. You got a nice crunchy one, show them.
No, I'm gonna do the light one.
This is colorism. Okay,
The
wait.
light one tastes delicious.
Okay. Okay, wait, rate it out of 10.
10. It tastes like a Mari biscuit.
Oh, that's not a compliment. Mari biscuits are so bland.
Oh.
Okay, my turn. This one's so pretty, look. And I hope the light is catching how, like, glistening it is. Shall I give you a good ASMR crunch? Hold on. Oh my gosh, wait. No, stop. This is amazing. No, I can't taste. This is so good.
Nice.
Right?
What is it?
It's puff pastry and sugar.
Why is it so nice?
Dude.
Who knew?
Who knew, not me? He's really... Thank you. And they were so simple to make. Okay, y'all. We just need to cut and bake the layers of the millefeuille, and then we'll assemble them, take pictures, and be done with this video. Hello everybody! As we can see, it's definitely a different day from my hairstyle. I decided to keep the same outfit though, because I was like, let's keep a little bit of continuity happening in this video. I know what you're thinking right now. What in the world is happening here? Well, let me explain. So that's what we have on this top layer. And then what we have on the bottom layer is the millefeuille sheets. And another layer underneath of that one is the millefeuille sheets. Why have I stacked them on top of each other, you ask? First of all, for convenience sake, I don't want to make 2 oven trips. Secondly, I was going to put them one by one in with another tray on top and with some sump on top as a weight, because these should not puff up. Even though it is puff pastry, it needs to be a thin sheet for the millefeuille to work. So I decided to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and just let the second pan of puff pastry sheets work as a weight along with the DIY palmies. I don't know if this little experiment of mine is going to work, because I doubt that this weight is evenly distributed between the sheets at the bottom and the sheets underneath this pan, but we're gonna try it out anyway. This will go into the oven while I start on making the icing sugar. As you can see, I've already got the powdered sugar handprint on my black leggings. Love that for me and the girlies. A few tablespoons of cocoa powder into this, maybe a few teaspoons, I don't know. Okay, y'all, the reason why my station is currently a mess is because I thought I was recording when I filmed the whole trial run. Basically, I toasted some bread and I cut it in half and I made 2 layers, and then I filled it up with pastry cream and tried the chevron pattern that I'm going to do tomorrow on the actual milfoil, but it wasn't recording. And I'm not about to do that again. I use natural lighting to take pictures of my food. And because there's no sun out, I don't think it's gonna be a good idea to try and take pictures with like the kitchen lights or that floodlight that I have on. So I'm going to assemble the milfoil bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm very tired. I've been filming this video for 4 days. So I will see you tomorrow morning when I'm all chipper and happy and once the station is cleaned.
The next morning.
Today is milfoil assembly day. Let's go. So these are the puff pastry sheets that I baked yesterday. They did not come out as crispy as I wanted them. Bear in mind, the oven was at 200. Those things were in there for, I think, combined like 22 minutes or something, and they still didn't get crispy. Now, I have a hypothesis. John Canal said in his parmere video that you shouldn't use a silicone mat to bake the parmeres on because they will not get crunchy. He highly recommends parchment paper, and he's not sure why that happens. So with the parmeres, I really did use parchment paper. I took his advice and I used parchment, which we also saw kind of bite me because the sugar stuck to the parchment and it was a whole hassle trying to get it off the parchment, but that's beside the point. I used a silicone mat when I was baking these puff pastry sheets initially, and then when I decided to put them all on one pan, I switched to parchment. But I think the damage had already been done, especially with this batch. They're not brown at all, and they still look soggy. You know when you can look at something and tell that it's a bit soggy? Yeah, that's what's happening with the ones that were sitting nearer to the front of the pan, because the front of my oven is way colder than the back. But it's okay. It's okay. You know, we're gonna put all those qualms aside. I've tried my best to match up the pastry sheets that look about the same size, but we're going to shave them down either way, so it's not a train smash that, for example, this one is shorter than these two. And yeah, then we're gonna start assembling. Whee!
Suis-moi, on y est presque. Suis-moi, là où rien ne presse. Suis-moi, et v'là que nous y voilà. Ta-da-di-dou-dou. On se pose, c'est si bon quand on se pose. Plus de questions et qu'on ose ouvrir enfin les bras. Se perd, c'est si bon quand on se perd. Sans ces espèces de repères qui nous repèrent même pas. Se perd, c'est si bon quand on se perd.
Very fun experience. All in all, I thoroughly enjoyed making this video. It's genuinely one of my favorites. Even though it took so long, I was having fun all the way through. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram already, go do that so that you can see when these posts come out real time. But yeah, I really love how these came out. Go on Instagram to like these pictures if you feel ever so inclined. And in conclusion, so long, fare thee well, pip pip, cheerio. I will see you in my next video. Bye.